Hello and welcome to the Scrollsequence Watch Example tutorial where we're gonna take a look on how to create a scroll controlled animation. In this case it's an animation of a watch that is rotating. As you scroll up and down, the rotation changes. So this is achieved by basically having a series of images that are displayed according to the scroll position. So let's get started. First step is to download the image pack. Just click on the download link. And once it's downloaded, you're gonna see that it's consisting of a number of images that we're gonna use for the animation. Just head over to the media library, click on add new, and drag and drop the images to the gallery. The images will start to load one by one. Wait for all the images to be uploaded and processed, and once it's done, then click on Scrollsequence Add New. You will be taken to the main menu. Always start with entering the title first. Watch example tutorial. If you don't enter the title, there can be a problem with saving your work. So always start with the title first. Next, add on Add Scene. Scroll sequence can consist of multiple scenes. You can add them by pressing a plus button, rearrange them as you want. But for the example, we're going to use just one scene, so let's delete the other ones. Then click on Select Attachments. Select the first one, press Shift, and then select the last one that you want to use in the animation. And click on Use Attachments. This will add the attachments to the scene and number them. The numbers are useful for animation. We can animate the fixed content. So this is the content that is displayed in front of the animated background. And we can control the animation here. There are three main parameters for each animation. One is selector, which defines what we're going to animate. Then there is a start and end frame. The start and end frame is the number of the image. So let's say that we want to animate the heading from frame 0 to frame 30. The next thing that we need to do is to define what is the heading. The hashtag defines an ID, and a dot defines a class. It's a CSS rule. So in this case, we're going to use the heading, the ID with heading. So let's go to the editor, to the visual text editor, ID, heading. Then further down here, there are some other settings like image duration in pixels. That's when the user will be scrolling on the page, every 25 pixels there will be a new image displayed. We can change it to 10, which will make the animation play faster and appear smoother. Then there are some settings for mobile and desktop. We're going to leave them as they are for the time being, but notice that scale to fill means that the image will be scaled to fill the whole area of the screen for both mobile and landscape view. Okay, so let's take a look. So we've published. We're going to view in a different window. So we can see that the first image is visible, the content is visible, and once we scroll through, content is displayed for the first 30 images, and then it disappears. Then the animation continues. Also notice that the image is full screen. If we change to a mobile display, it's always stretched so it fills the screen fully. To demonstrate the difference, I'm gonna show and put it to fit to 80% on mobile and fit to 80% on desktop. And we want to align it so it's towards the bottom right. So let's align it to the bottom right on the desktop. And on the mobile, we want to have it center. So let's have it center on the mobile and on the bottom, on both. Okay. And in fact, let's put it 100%, scale to fit 100%. That will make sure that the image is fit to the 100% of the width of the page. Let's click on update. I'm going to open it again in a new window so we can see the difference. So now the image is scaled to fit inside the window, and it's towards the right and to the bottom. And once we scroll, the animation plays on scroll. So what we're going to do next? We would like to change the background to white. So the background is changed here. We select a white color. And we want to change the text and do some other animations with the text. So let's change this to watch example. And let's copy it and do a subheading. We also will be applying some styles to position the content. I'm just going to copy and paste. And we're going to remove the container because we don't want to center the content. We want to apply just the styles that are for the heading and for the subheading. For the subheading, we're gonna just use a lorem ipsum text. And because we've deleted the center class, so the custom CSS is no longer required. Let's hit update and let's take a look how it looks on the front end. And here we see that the position has changed as per the CSS that we've entered. The background is now white. And as we scroll down, the animation plays as we've defined. So we've defined that the heading is visible only for the first 30 frames, and the subheading is visible all the time. So what we're going to do next, we're going to animate the heading and the subheading so it comes in from the right and then it disappears after. Let's talk about the animation settings. So let's start with animating the heading. It's going to start from the 0th image. It's going to end almost all the way, so let's say 109. From animation defines what happens near the start, and to animation defines what happens near the end. So near the start, what we want the animation to do. We want to move from the horizontal offset over the period of 30 frames. And the two animation, what we want to do, we want to again move to horizontal offset, let's say -10. And we want for it to fade out. And we want duration 35 images. So once again, near the start is the from animation, and we want to move the heading and move it from the horizontal offset. And it's going to take 30 frames. Near the end is the to animation, and we're going to move to horizontal offset of -10 over 35 images. And we're also going to fade it to 0 opacity. So let's take a look. So if we scroll down, the heading's moving to the left over the first 30 images, then it's going to stay. And then the last 35 images is going to fade out and move slightly because there was a horizontal movement defined. Okay, so let's do something similar for the subheading. So we can just copy the existing one, say that this is subheading this time, and for the subheading, shall we make it the same? Let's make just a small change here. Hit update. It's this one here. And now both should move together and fade out together. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to teach you one last little trick. So far we haven't used the content editor. So the content editor is what you're used to. Let's find some lorem ipsum text and demonstrate. So we're going to paste some text here, and we're also going to paste a heading. Say this is the heading. Actually, let's use a different word than heading. This is the topic. And let's hit save. Now we see that the content is at the very bottom. But we can change that. We can change that quite simply by inserting the shortcode. And we can, for example, put the scroll sequence at the end. So first there will be the text, and after that there will be the animation. Let's have a look. So first is the content, and then there is the animation. So this is just a little trick of how to insert the animation anywhere you want. You basically use the shortcode, and wherever you put this shortcode, it's gonna display the animation. If you're putting the shortcode in another post, you need to mention the ID parameter, and the ID is shown here. So if you were to insert the scroll sequence into another post or a page or anywhere else, don't forget to use the ID. Okay, so that's it for today. Let me know what you think. If you have any other question or any comments, let me know. Okay, bye.